Hello everyone, this is Anson from AnsonAlex.com, and in this video I'm going to show you everything that you need to know about creating an online will without the use of a lawyer. I should disclose that I'm not a lawyer, and if you have any legal questions after watching this video, I do suggest that you speak to a lawyer, but more about that later on. Always remember you can fast forward and rewind the video as necessary, and I've provided a table of contents in the description of this video on YouTube if you'd like to jump around. Now, let's get into it. So first of all, can you create a will online without a lawyer? The general answer is yes, although it depends on where you live and how complicated the requirements of your will are. In the state of California, for example, you can write what is known as a holographic will on any piece of paper that you find. Obviously, certain provisions of your handwritten will may come into question after your death, but it does have legal weight. So, that being said, in most locales, you can not only avoid using a lawyer, but you don't even need to use the internet or a computer. Additionally, you can use what's called a statutory will. A statutory will is essentially a will template that's been put together by a third party where you can fill in your personal information. Of course, the internet makes many tasks easier, and there are a number of free resources that I'm going to share with you to make sure that your will doesn't end up written in crayon on a restaurant napkin. First, however, let's talk about the important items that should be included in any will. From my research, I've gathered that in the United States, there are at least 9 important items that you should include on a will. First of all, if you have any children, you should be including who you want their guardians to be in the case something happens to you. So I would put at least 3 different people that you would like to be the guardians of your children if something were to happen, in order of which one first, second, third, right? Secondly, you always need estate executors. So these are the people that are able to act on behalf of your estate after your death. So you should also list at least 3 executors, and you're going to notify these executors that they are estate executors so that they know to act when something happens to you. That's very important. Should be on every will. Administrative provisions. This is what these executors are allowed to do as executors of your estate. So if you have any legal questions on that, you should refer to a lawyer or do some research. But it's basically saying what they are allowed to do on behalf of your estate. Any gift provisions. So this is pretty self-explanatory. This is who you want to give things to. So if you want to give your car to someone, put it in there. Your house to someone, all of those things need to be in there. Now, additionally, you should include residual beneficiaries. So that means of all the things that I didn't specifically list in the gift provisions, like my car, my jewelry, who do I want to receive everything else? Okay, that's the residual beneficiary. So you should have at least, one residual beneficiary in your will. If you have multiple, how is it split? Is it split evenly? Is it a certain percentage? The more detailed you can be, the better, of course. Now, you should also have healthcare directives. So if you have certain beliefs on how you want to be treated in a hospitalization situation, you should include that in your will. Also, funeral wishes. So what do you want to happen after you die? If you have certain strong beliefs on that, you should include that as well. Now, there are 2 additional items. One is your signature. That's super important. You're writing the will, so you definitely need to sign it and date it. And then also the signatures of 2 witnesses. You could also add in a notary, and you could have everybody sign it in front of the notary if you wanted to make it really official. But really, if you sign it and you have 2 people sign it with you and watch you sign it, that is pretty good in most states, in the United States at least, for a legally binding document. Okay, that's great. We know what should be on a will, but what tools can we use to make the process easier? This is the fun part. If you live in the United States, you can research to see if your state offers what is called a statutory will online. This is essentially a legally binding template that you can use to create a free will. For example, the state of California has a statutory will available at the link on the screen here. And don't worry, I'll paste this link in the description of this video here on YouTube, so you can just easily click it down there as well. So I would first search to see if there's a statutory will for your state or the country that you live in, and we're going to take a look at this in a second, don't worry. Once you find one, you can follow the instructions as best you can. If your state or country doesn't have a statutory will, then you can use this California will as a template. There are also a number of legal document websites that offer paid testament services and have some templates that you can use. So examples of sites that offer these services include LegalZoom.com, eForms.com, and RocketLawyer.com. I've never used these services and I can't vouch for them, but they have been in the marketplace for a while, so that generally means they have some reputability. With that said, let's go ahead and let's take a glance at the California Statutory Will. Now, I'm not going to go through everything on this document, but you can see that it does have sections for most of the items that I listed earlier in the video as being important. So on the first page here, we put our name, and then it has a section for where our personal residence gift, so who gets our residence after we die. Now, in this third section here, we have for automobiles, household, and personal effects, so that's a lot of personal items. Our cash gifts, who do they go to? The rest of the balance of our assets, that's number 5. If you keep going down, we've got guardians for children, and that's number 6. Number 8 is our executors. So remember I said it's important to have at least 3 executors. Well, right here in the California Statutory Will, you can see on my screen, we have an area for 3 executors. And then we would sign it on this page down here at the bottom. And then the last page is where our witnesses will also date and sign the document. So that's just a quick look at what the California Statutory Will looks like, and it's a great template for you to use really no matter where you live, especially in the United States, where I know that these type of documents will have legal weight for you. Okay, so to finalize everything, you're going to want to print out multiple copies of the will. I would print out at least 3 or 4 copies. You can fill out all of the information on the computer, but obviously you're going to have to sign it after it's been printed out. So then you're going to print them out. So then you're going to invite a couple friends over, and you're going to sign all of the copies in front of them and have them sign the wills as witnesses. Again, you could bring a notary in if you wanted to make it extra official. You want to keep at least 1 copy of the will in a safe place at your house. You could also keep one in like a safe deposit box or another location, and then also give copies of the will to the estate executors as well. Have them read through everything so that they're aware of what to do in case something were to happen to you. All right, that's how you can create a free online will without a lawyer. Now, that doesn't mean that everyone should be creating free wills without the counsel of a lawyer. If you have valuable real estate assets, complicated custody situations with children, or other factors that complicate your situation, I highly recommend that you see a lawyer who specializes in estate planning. Creating a free will online is best for temporary situations where you need something fast but plan to do it more properly in the future. So I hope you all found this video helpful. If you did, I would really appreciate a thumbs up here on YouTube. And if you want to see more technology tips and tutorials, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's all I have for you for today. This is Anson from AnsonAlex.com.